Jen, thank you. Well, right now our coverage of the severe weather damage continues in Mobile County. Fox 10's Stephen Moody is live from the Princeton Woods neighborhood. Stephen, what are you seeing out there? Well, Mobile residents now got a chance to voice their concerns about safety during a public town hall. This comes after multiple reports of violent crimes in Mobile. Almost 2 weeks ago, an innocent man was shot on Foreman Circle while on the phone. Police say a teen opened fire in Rich Park when the bullet hit Matthew Delaney in the face, who was not the intended target. Over 70 people brought their ideas to end violence to the table in hopes that city leaders will take action. A main concern that was brought up during the meeting was youth violence. Ideas like meeting with young people or offering jobs during the summer were presented to city officials. In the meantime, after Senator Tommy Tuberville announced his candidacy for Alabama governor, a new candidate is throwing his name in the race for his U.S. Senate seat. Jared Hudson announcing he's running to fill Tuberville's seat. The former Navy SEAL is also the founder of the anti-trafficking nonprofit Covenant Rescue Group. Now, Mobile native Kyle Sweetser has announced back in April he will run for Senate as a Democrat. The former Republican voted for President Trump before later becoming critical of the president and joining the Democratic Party. Well, in the meantime, President Trump's plan to supercharge the U.S. economy centered on sweeping tariffs that he announced April 2nd. Many of those have since been paused or lowered as the White House negotiates new trade deals. And now the U.S. Court of International Trade says the president wasn't legally allowed to impose those tariffs in the first place. Well, coming up, thousands are being asked to evacuate due to wildfires. Plus, Israel considers a new ceasefire proposal from the Trump administration as the ground offensive ramps up. We have the latest from the Middle East straight ahead. But first, Jen, we had an active morning today.
Yeah, that is exactly right, Ashlyn. And we're still just starting to see some of those showers and storms pushing in across Dauphin Island right now. A live view outside shows those gray, gloomy skies. You can start to see that rain that's just falling down there from the Sea Lab. But the good news is that we will start to see some of that clearing later on this afternoon. Things improving for the second half of today. I'll be breaking down more of those forecast details coming up.
Welcome back. Happening now, Israel considers a new ceasefire proposal from the Trump administration as it ramps up its ground offensive in Gaza, hoping to capture 75% of the Strip in the next 2 months. Fox News correspondent Trey Yanks explains from Tel Aviv. Now take a look at this wild video now. This is the moment a huge section of a glacier collapsed in Switzerland Wednesday, caught on drone by CNN affiliate SRF. When the Birch Glacier broke apart, it sent millions of cubic meters of ice, mud, and rocks crashing into the village of Blatten. Now, according to SRF, authorities said the landslide wiped out most of the village. Blatten residents had evacuated just a week earlier. However, one person is still missing this morning, according to an area emergency response spokesperson. Officials said Wednesday it might take years for the area to fully recover. Meanwhile, Manitoba, Canada, ordering the evacuation of thousands of people in its western province Wednesday as wildfires spread in central and western Canada, the region's worst start to wildfire season in years. Manitoba declaring a province-wide state of emergency, with the province's premier saying in a news conference 17,000 people needed to move, and quickly, as many were being put up at a soccer field or community centers in Winnipeg and other cities. Now, federal armed forces were also being called in to help transport evacuees. Separately, wildfires in the Alberta province also prompted a temporary shutdown of some oil and gas production, even forcing residents of one small town to evacuate. Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday. It's the moment every ball player dreams of, a call to the big leagues. For former St. Paul standout Blaine Crim, that moment finally came true this month with the Texas Rangers. Fox 10 sports anchor Emily Cochran found out the experience gave him something even more valuable: perspective. What an incredible story there. Well, straight ahead, Fox 10's Vanessa Pacheco is diving into a sea of creativity. Plus, a craft retailer is closing all of its remaining stores. We'll have that story and more in your business headlines. Jen will also have a look at the forecast when we come back after this.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back. Listen to this. A major data hack. JP Morgan Chase is wooing wealthy clients, and a craft retailer is closing all of its remaining stores. Fox's CJ Papa has a look at these stories and more in today's business headlines.
It's time to update your passwords. More than 184 million user passwords may have been exposed. Tech experts calling the hack a cyber criminal's dream. According to a new report from cybersecurity researcher Jeremiah Fowler, the leak affected everything from Apple and Google usernames and passwords to social media logins and bank accounts. A range of Microsoft product logins, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat also compromised, along with governmental portal and health service account data. JP Morgan Chase is expanding its services to its wealthier customers, opening 14 new financial centers in California, Florida, Massachusetts, and New York this week. 2 have already opened. Private meeting spaces and distinctive finishes will be used to service Chase private clients or individuals with more than $750,000 in qualifying balances. Maria Bartiromo will be sitting down with JP Morgan Chase Chairman and CEO Jamie Dimon on Friday at the Reagan National Economic Forum. Don't miss the full interview Monday on Mornings with Maria. And crafts retailer JOANN will close all remaining stores by the end of the week. A spokesperson for GA Group, which took control of JOANN after it filed for bankruptcy protection in January, confirmed to Fox Business, JOANN locations still currently open will shut their doors by the end of May. The number of JOANN locations closing by May 31st totals over 440. Others have already shuttered. CJ Papa, Fox News.
Well, it's time to grab your paintbrush and let your imagination sail away. This morning, Fox 10's Vanessa Pacheco is diving into her own sea of creativity. In this morning's Very Vanessa, we're checking out Rosedown Designs. Vanessa, I'm impressed. It looks like a beautiful Mobile Bay sunset there. I'll have to see the finished product in just a second. Well, get ready for a delicious evening at the Mobile Museum of Art. It's food truck night. More than 20 food trucks will be serving a wide variety of foods. There's really going to be something for everyone, no matter what you're craving. But it's not just about the food. While there, you can explore the museum's latest exhibits because there will be free admission. Now, the fun is from 4 until 6 o'clock tonight, and we want to remind you to be sure to bring your blankets and lawn chairs to enjoy food and the beautiful park surroundings. Well, straight ahead on Fox 10 Midday, the Queen of Clean shows us how to sharpen scissors with some items you might already have in your home. We have a touching story for you now. The last living grandchild of former President John Tyler has passed away.
Harrison Ruffin Tyler died on Sunday in a Virginia nursing home, according to People magazine.
He was 96 years old.
Now, here are some interesting facts. His mother, Susan Ruffin Tyler, was a direct descendant of Pocahontas.
Wow, that's incredible. And Harrison's father had him in 1928 at the age of 75.
Harrison's grandfather, John Tyler, became the 10th president of the United States in 1841.
And listen to this. He had 15 children, including Harrison's father in 1853 at the age of 63.
The 3 generations spanned over 200 years.
Wow.
Wow.
What a gift. Have you ever
really
done like Ancestry.com?
I have.
Okay. Do you have any neat facts to share? Any neat descendants that you have?
Not quite. My mom is really into it. I think that there was like a mayor of London in there or something. But
that's always so neat. I think that we found out that we're related to a family that was on the Mayflower, the Jones family, which is pretty cool. It's always a neat opportunity if you guys ever get the chance to do that. Well, listen to this. A family looking for seashells in Bradenton Beach, Florida, found something a lot more special.
It was a message in a bottle that had traveled all the way from Hawaii. Paris Hoisington and her 11-year-old daughter found the tiny bottle when it washed ashore with a piece of origami and a message inside.
And that message reads, "Hello, people who found this. You will be happy that you found this. Why? Because you will know me with this number."
So it came with a phone number. Paris says that she texted that number and got a response. Now, the woman who answered said that she does live in Hawaii and she had thrown that bottle into the ocean 8 years ago when she was 13.
A long time ago. Now, the family who found it plans to throw a message in a bottle of their own into the ocean. I always wanted to do this growing up.
Wow. So
That's
go from
amazing.
Hawaii to Florida.
The fact that it lasted for 8 years and it's still intact.
And that she still has the same phone number too.
Right. Okay, that's huge too. I've changed phone numbers like 5 times in the past
to go from
few years.
13 to 21 years old.
What a sweet story for sure. Well, over time, as we know, scissors can start getting pretty dull after multiple uses.
Today, the Queen of Clean shows us how to sharpen them with 2 items that you probably already have in your home.
Some good tips there, Jen. When's the last time you sharpened your scissors?
Never.
Me neither.
Never.
Maybe we can start today. It's never too late.
I think so. I'm the bad one, and I'll just buy new ones. But
it's easier.
I know it is easier.
Thank you, Queen of Clean.
Now
I
have the reason to go ahead
There you go.
and sharpen them. Well, let's go ahead and talk more about your forecast. Just a reminder, it's a great time to go ahead, download the Fox 10 weather app. We were keeping you updated earlier this morning where you could track along with radar. Plus, also we have this watch live option. We were having some of that storm coverage, but also the most important one too is going to be to submit your pics and videos. If you continue to scroll, you'll find that option. And here you get to see what other people are submitting too. So just starting to see some of those gray gloomy skies, but also some of those damage reports. I'll go in and accept some of these photos. So that way, if you want to see what other people were seeing on the ground, that way you can go ahead and just scroll through, see some of that damage that we're getting in from Mobile and Baldwin counties. Let's go ahead and dive deeper into your forecast. Take a look at what I'm tracking out there. Weakening. That's the good news, is that we're starting to see less and less of these strong storms. Still just one stray severe thunderstorm warning that's holding on for portions of Santa Rosa, Okaloosa counties and that little sliver of Escambia County, Alabama there. But even then you can start to see all of that lightning. And then we start to lose some of it. So that is a good sign that I do like to see improvements on the backside of this system. But here's where that severe thunderstorm warning is currently in effect. It's moving closer towards the Blackman community there. And still just starting to get some of those reports from the National Weather Service of some gusty winds, especially that were moving through Munson not too long ago. Please be cautious out there, especially if you're going to be on the roadways anytime soon. This will continue to track further off towards the east. It's moving pretty quickly, around 35 to 40 miles per hour. So that is the good news. And then Fort Walton Beach, improvements. It looks so much better. Niceville, you're almost there, starting to see more of that heavy line beginning to move through. Monroeville, almost there, starting to see some of that clearing as it's pushing out of Monroe County. Clark County, Washington, Mobile, Baldwin County is looking so much better. We're still just have some of those showers lingering fully down towards Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Perdido Key, Lillian, Grand Lagoon, but these are not severe. This is just going to be some of that light to moderate rain. Still some slick roadways out there. Double check your headlights are on. That way you're visible to other drivers. But here's timing things out on our Futurecast. It's caught up with the current look of where those showers and storms are. It's only continuing to move out of here. Improvements by the early part of this afternoon. Still a very isolated chance for some of those pop-up showers and thunderstorms heading into the second half of today, but you have a much higher chance of not seeing anything. It wants to bring in the majority of that closer towards Santa Rosa, Okaloosa counties and Escambia County, Alabama there. But look, by this evening, it's going to be looking so much better, like a totally different day. Do just keep in mind it's still a little humid out there, but here's another live view outside down in Orange Beach. We're starting to see some of those showers still lingering in southern Baldwin County. I'm going to talk more about your forecast and a final look at what I'm tracking over the next 7 days. That's coming up in just a little bit. We'll be right back with 3 to know before you go, but also another look on the other side of Mobile Bay. Here's a live look down on Dauphin Island.
Welcome back in. Here's your 3 to know before you go today. Mobile native LeBaron Filan has announced he will return to the Alabama Crimson Tide for his sophomore season. This is according to his social media. Now, Filan was projected to go between the late first round and the early second round of the NBA draft. He joined Alabama as a 4-star prospect, starting 29 games. Now, Filan averaged over 10 points and led the Tide in steals. He also made the SEC's all-freshman team last season. Now, the South Alabama Logistics Park is continuing its growth. The park unveiled its newest warehouse. The 185,000 square foot building will feature warehousing, shipbuilding, and aviation functionalities. 6 months ago, the park welcomed 2 global businesses that offer a warehouse and distribution facility and logistics solutions. The park right now is located on South Boulevard over in Theodore. Finally, behold one of the most familiar items in your work office or your home office. And it gets its own day to shine on Thursday as National Paperclip Day. The paperclip's origins date all the way back to the 1800s. Now, the Early Office Museum notes that Samuel B. Fay patented the first bent steel wire clip back in 1867. While the given purpose was to attach tickets to fabric, the clip could also be used to attach papers together. Other designs for the paperclip followed a few years later, along with a flood of other patents for them in 1897. So, when's the last time you used a paperclip? Maybe it was to help solve a pesky household problem, or is a box of them just taking up space in your desk drawer? That's certainly in my case. My desk is a few feet away, and I can't remember the last time I used a paperclip, honestly.
I can't remember the last time, but I'm happy that they get their day to shine.
There you go.
Well, let's go ahead and talk more about your forecast right now and what I'm tracking out there. So we do have some of those showers, those storms moving through. Still that severe thunderstorm warning. We do have team coverage here at Fox 10. Just to continue to keep a close eye on that. And then again, that's only going to be for Santa Rosa, Okaloosa counties. Everywhere else, your severe threat has ended. That is the good news. And later on this afternoon, just about a 20 to 30% chance to see some of those pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Some could still contain those heavy downpours and the frequent lightning. We'll continue to monitor them, but you're looking at much better chances to see more of that sunshine, clear conditions later on for this evening. So improvements for the second half of today. I went ahead and dropped down those rain chances to 40% after those storms clear out of the Florida Panhandle. Drop them down even further. So that will be the good news. Improvements today, so no concerns for those Thursday night plans. Rain and showers come back tomorrow and some storms for your Friday afternoon. And then dry air moves in just in time for the weekend. Spend some time outside on Saturday and Sunday.
Well, I think we're all welcoming that sunshine after this morning. Well, thanks for watching Fox 10 Midday. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you for Fox 10 Live at 3 p.m.